What's the deal?
What's good? Are you out in Elements right now?
Yeah, I'm in the snow. I'm somewhere in the mountains and shit, chilling, vibing.
That's new. Okay, where are you?
I'm in Aspen actually.
Oh, okay. Cool, cool, cool.
Yeah, bro.
Um, it's been a while, a couple months for you. Everything is really going up.
Man, life has been great. Music is going absolutely amazing. There's nothing going the way that I don't want it to go. You know what I'm saying? It's just everything that I envision. You know, I envision me getting 2 gold records. I envision me being on double XL. You know what I mean? So it's like I feel like this year is gonna be my year, and I feel like everybody gonna tap in and tune in with me. So I'm just excited for the rest of the year.
When you like when you say you always things are going how you always expect it to go. You already had these things you envisioned for it. Like, kind of, when did you realize that you were going in that direction? Like, come like post YouTube, like you coming from YouTube and going into music. When did you kind of think, okay, I'm really going somewhere. This is really starting to move.
I mean, I knew it was going when I had dropped like a song with Famous Dex. That was like the first song I dropped, and
Hmm.
that went up. It's called Lettuce. And it went pretty viral. World Star picked it up, and then everybody started rocking with me a little bit. Then and then, I kind of like sagged off a little bit. You know what I mean? Focus on getting the bag and all that. And then I really locked in, especially like 2019 and 2020.
Hmm. And when you locked in, right, and decided, okay, this is what I'm gonna do, like what kind of kept you committed? Because like just talking about in the general sense, like with anyone else, if you're already successful in a thing and you've made all this money off of it, it's hard for them to stay committed to like a whole other world. But you didn't. You took the music thing seriously and kind of didn't give up on it. So like, what
Yeah,
kept
no,
you in it?
it's not about the money for me at all.
Hmm.
When it comes to like doing music or anything like that, like not to be like I'm not a cocky person or nothing like that, but I've been getting a lot of money since I was like 18. So I'm
Hmm.
23 now. So I do music just because I love it, and I feel like I want to build a legacy in it. So I always wanted to do it. I just never took a shot at it until now.
Hmm. Right. Um. And like kind of the music that you're making now and the point that you got to, like how did you develop like your current style? How did you get to this point? Was it like you were putting a
Man,
lot of time in the studio? What was it?
nah, I really, to be honest, I be switching it up, bro. Like I used to write when I first
Hmm.
started. I used to write. I used to kick the engineer out. I couldn't record. Now I freestyle everything. Like like this project I'm finna draw with OG Parker is mostly freestyles. You know what I mean? Like a
Hmm.
pen is not used, so it's like I'm getting a lot more comfortable in the booth. I'm expanding my thoughts and just trying to make different types of music rather than stick to the same type of thing.
Right. Right. And
Okay.
go ahead.
No, no, no. Go ahead, man.
Okay. So like when you're talking about, you started off writing because right, that's what everybody thinks. Like you're trying to be a rapper, you see it as I got to start writing the bars. That's how I get into it. So
Nah, it wasn't even that. It was just like I didn't know how to freestyle that good. But I mean, I was freestyling like on YouTube, just making like before I got into the music, I was doing like diss tracks on YouTube, and they was hitting 10, 15
I
million
know you
views.
dissed Yachty, right?
Yeah, that's my homie now though. But
Right.
I was doing like diss tracks and all types of stuff, and people were been rocking with it. I just decided to really take the music on. But that's back in 2017. I was doing that.
Hmm.
I stopped all that. I just been focusing on making good music.
Right. So, and this happened like minutes ago. The press release just went out. Moonwalking to Calabasas, gold plaque. Congratulations.
Appreciate it,
Um,
man.
for sure. And also, and like you said, 2 gold plaques is your second. Arguments was the first.
Yeah,
And both of those came like Arguments was April, and this is not that far after. So it's all rolling together fast.
it's coming quick, and also Arguments is a full blown R&B song. I'm
Right.
singing there. You know what I mean? So it's like it's just showing versatility. I got a gold record as a rapping, and I got a gold record singing. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So I'm just creating the foundation for longevity.
Right. And,
Yeah.
and I wanted to ask about with like Arguments how it is an R&B song, and Moonwalking to Calabasas is a totally different song from that. Are you still like with the upcoming project? Are you still thinking about making the R&B stuff because it worked before, even though
Yeah.
what's working for you now is totally different?
Yeah, bro. I think if I only did R&B, I think my songs would hit even harder because it's like
Hmm.
I feel like R&B is such a it's such a vacant genre. Everybody raps. You know what I
Right.
mean? I feel like when R&B, if somebody's doing crossover and they're doing R&B and rap, it's easy to bring those rap fans over to the R&B. You know what I
Right.
mean? But you don't see too many R&B artists rapping. You know what I
Right.
mean? So I feel like I'm definitely gonna keep doing the singing. It's coming up on this project.
Right. Right. So just going back to Moonwalking to Calabasas for a second. So 3 versions of the song: the solo, the one with YG, the one with Blueface. Right. Kind of, how did you figure out? Okay, I want to do different versions of it with different rappers, and then kind of, why do you feel like the Blueface one is the one that just went through the roof?
I mean, Blueface just went off. You know, he
He
just
did.
went. Yeah, he went off. He was great. So it was just a great verse. It tied in perfectly. He came in twice, so it wasn't like just a little drop off verse and that's it. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? It was a nice placement in it, and that was his idea too. He was like, because I was gonna change my verse on it actually. I was gonna change my verse on Moonwalking. He's like, nah, you should just keep the same thing because he did the same thing with Tatiana. So that
Right.
was the whole thing behind. I'm like, people do this now. Like they remix the same song over and over, and also it counts towards the same consumption. So it's
Right.
like it's just being smart. You know what I mean? So
Right.
I just knew that it would go. So I might not be done. Might not be done. It might be a Moonwalking Part 5 coming real soon.
And no, and you know, like I said before, how it was different from arguments, and like kind of different from even like other songs that weren't arguments. Kind of, how did you get in the mindset to make that? And like, did it feel like, oh, this is different from what I was doing before, and this is gonna go?
Talking about arguments or Moonwalking?
No, Moonwalking. Like when you were making it, did you know, oh, this is gonna go?
Yeah, but I mean, I always cause when I'm in the car, I rarely listen to other artists. I mostly listen to myself
Mm-hmm.
because I've been making a lot of music and I be trying to see if I get bored of my own music. So I listen to my own songs in the car over and over and over again. And Moonwalking was just one of those that I never got bored of. So
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay, let me go ahead and put this out. I put it out. I just dished it out, didn't tell nobody. You know what I'm saying? I dished it out, didn't tell nobody, and it did what it did. It did pretty good as the original. It got 1 million in a day, all that. Whoop. And then Blueface hit me up. He's like, hop on the remix. Let me hop on the remix, and I'm like, bet, because my valedictorian project, I ain't really working on other artists like that.
Mm-hmm.
So like, really like, yeah, that was about it. So Blueface hit me up. He hopped on that motherfucker, and then from that point forward, I knew that bitch was gonna go. I knew it was gonna go. It was just like, is it too good to be true? Like, is this really gonna come out? It's gonna be some legal issues, blah blah blah.
Right.
You know what I mean? All that stuff was running through my head, but I just went with the flow, and it went perfect.
Right. So your IG like is crazy. The engagement is nuts, which you know is to be expected. How do you deal with fans pressing you about like new releases and stuff like that? Because I'm sure they're killing you over this all the
Nah,
time.
I love it. I
Uh-huh.
love it because it used to be drop a vlog. You know what
Right.
I mean? Now it's like, nigga, where an album at? You know what I mean? So I'm like, yeah, I like that.
Right.
Forget I did that video shit. You know what I mean? But I love YouTube, man. I never shoot down YouTube. I love YouTube from the bottom of my heart. I'm gonna always do it, but I'm just really focused on music right now. I don't know when I'm gonna get back into it or whatever, but when I
Mhm.
get to that arena stage in my life and in my career, I want to, you know, hop back on the camera here and there.
Right. No, and I mean, and that's real too. I think, like, I respect that you, like, you're not weird about the YouTube stuff. You don't act like it didn't happen. Like, you just say, "Yo, I was doing
Man,
YouTube. It's what I did." Right.
nah, I done made so much chicken. YouTube changed my life. YouTube has changed my life, man. I love YouTube. I don't get it fucked up. But I got different passions and aspirations, so I'm just trying to, you
Right.
know,
Right.
tap in.
But it's a talent that feeds, you know, right into being an artist too, because you know now being a rapper, being an artist, especially a rapper, so much of it is you being online and like stuff like that, and putting videos together and being good on camera, and you don't have to worry about that. You can just rap because you did all the other stuff. You know how YouTube works.
Yeah, like when it comes to like media, I didn't need media training. Like
Mm-hmm.
I didn't need any of that. Like I upload my own music videos. Like I don't need nobody to help me with nothing. You know what I mean? When it comes to anything technology, anything with social media, like I'm a guru. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? So I used
Right.
to do that. Matter of fact, this is off topic, but I started like a OnlyFans teaching people how to do YouTube.
When did you start?
I did that shit like 4 months ago just to see how it would go.
Mm-hmm.
I made 6 figures in like 2 days. Yeah, bro. Because that's because people believe because I
Right,
done did it. You know what I mean?
right,
I know how to blow people up. I know how to grow people. So
right,
growing myself is the easiest part.
right. Speaking of growing yourself, is there something that you want to do outside of music and YouTube? Like something else you want to get involved in?